Hello and welcome to Ask Me About K-Pop, the essential guide for recent converts and seasoned fans alike. My name is Shannon.
And I'm Angelica.
And welcome to the show. We are doing another silly, ridiculous undertaking of an episode. We did something similar like 25 episodes ago for the TVXQ song Melodic. And we wanted to do this silly experiment again and find as many covers as we could of the classic sexy duo song, My Ears Candy.
Yes, this is arguably another like most covered K-pop song. So we knew that we would be able to find a ton of stages, not only of the original artist and a variety of like features, but also just a whole slew of different idols putting on this song throughout the years. And I'm pretty sure, just like Melodic, we found a cover for every, or a new version for every single year since this song has been put out, including this year.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a guarantee that we probably missed a few, but we have at least 25, yes. And that's plenty.
Yes, it's a lot.
But we've been doing a Blackpink Shutdown in our dance class, and we've had only that song like deeply stuck in our heads. Yeah. And so we were like, let's force it out by listening to a different song way too many times.
And just like Melodic, this is also another earworm, like absolutely gets into your head. Like the minute it opens, you're just like, oh, here we go. So I feel like if anything was going to combat Shutdown, it had to be this.
It had to be.
It had to be. But yeah, like we said, this is pretty much the go-to for co-ed duet stages. I feel like we've talked about this before, but if idols have to do a co-ed stage, it's like this or Troublemaker.
And like, that's kind of the only choices.
But Troublemaker is too sexy for a lot of people, so this is like a great fallback.
Sure.
But Baek Ji Young is an icon. She's a soloist. She's been around for a very long time. And this is her only one. It's a solo song that she put out that features Taecyeon. And every time she performs it, she gets like a new hot young thing to do it with her. And it's great. So a lot of the versions that we have on this list are Baek Ji Young with someone new. And we had a few, just like for Melodic, we decided to have a few themes to keep an eye out for as we watched 25 versions of the same song. So the first one is it being taken seriously or is it being done as a joke? Because there is a lot of like camp to this song.
Absolutely.
And some people like really ham it up and some people try to do it like very sincerely. The second one was, are they wearing sunglasses? Taecyeon famously wears sunglasses in the music video and for most of the stages that he did with Baek Ji Young. So that's like a classic. Like if you're going to do this, you should be wearing sunglasses. Right. Then we have, do they try to imitate Taecyeon's growly voice or do they just sing it as themselves? Because Taecyeon has a very unique sounding voice and really like plays it up.
And he hams it up in this song for sure.
And his whole part is like really low. Like even I feel like it's lower than the normal register he sings and raps in for 2 p.m. So how do they go about that? And then lastly, are we using manner hands or are we actually touching? Because this is not as sexy as Troublemaker, but there are some, like the point move is that they do it together and they like share the microphone because he comes up behind her and they like do a little hip movie.
Yeah, he's like in a perfect classic, he should have a hand on her waist and she should have the hand in the front going back around his hip. Mm-hmm. She is holding the mic and when they do the back and forth, she tilts the mic to catch his mouth because their faces should be right over the shoulder.
Yeah, he should be right over her shoulder so that they can share the microphone. So that is ideally what the choreo should be. So we will be looking to see whether or not they do it.
So we'll start off with the original version. My Ears Candy, Candy in My Ear, romanized both way or translated both ways, but that's the title. And it sounds like this. This song was written by Bang Shi Hyuk, or Hitman Bang, the guy in charge of Hybe Big Hit, whatever, that guy. And he wrote it with Wonder Kid. And this song was originally released on August 13th, 2009 by Baek Ji Young on her first EP, Ego, which was her 11th like full release overall, because I think she debuted at some point in the 90s. It features 2PM's Taecyeon, and Baek Ji Young said after hearing 2PM's 10 out of 10, she knew that she wanted him on the track, and she jokingly said that she had no other motives besides I'm 12 years older than him.
People like teased her a lot about having this new hot young thing on there, and she was like, of course I didn't get it because I thought he was cute. I'm so much older than him. But that becomes a nice trend of all the guys that she gets on it. There's a significant age difference, and it's pretty fun.
The lyrics to this one are, tell me sweet nothings and whisper pretty things in my ear. The main chorus is, I love you. I answer back, I love you. If you want those kinds of words, I'll whisper them in your ear. My ear's candy, sweet like honey. Your voice softly melts me away.
Ooh la la.
Ooh, so la la la. And the original music video has a lot of like silver clothes, like that shiny plastic silver, green like lasers.
Yeah.
There's a big like mouth doorway set piece that like takes up a lot of space. They were wearing like white lipstick at one point.
Yes, Taecyeon included. He is wearing the like weird silver lipstick. It's very like fluorescence and like clubby. There's so much auto tune, and then there's like a really long dance break. The original song is almost 4 minutes, so something we also kept track of was whether or not they did the whole thing. And yeah, it's very growly. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty campy in that it is goofy, but like they're taking it sincerely, obviously.
Yes. The stage that we put in the playlist has them wearing like white and gold outfits. She has like a bedazzled asymmetrical sweater with one short sleeve and one long sleeve. And the backup dancers are wearing these very like tunic-y vests with like big square shoulders. And she had her hair in like a little bun with like a little like crown kind of thing. And then Taecyeon had the sunglasses and a matching white outfit.
Yeah, he was always, and then in the music video and on stage, he was always guns out, glasses on. That was the look.
So that's where we're starting with. That's our original big hit. Baek Ji Young, like famous for making clubby, dancey music, and this was no exception. But it had a fun, new, young hotness in it. So extra
points for intrigue. So our first cover comes from the same year on December 25th of 2009. Hyuna, Gayen, Uee, and Sungyeon performed My Ear's Candy for a special music bank stage. I'm guessing this was some kind of Christmas episode based on the set, but I didn't find any particular like reason for the cover.
I mean, it aired on Christmas, so like special end of year special.
Yeah. If there was like a theme to the, I don't know, if there was a theme to the stage, because sometimes there are themes. I don't know. They do not do the full song. They only do 1 minute and 22 seconds of it.
And the girls are wearing like assorted either silver sequin or rainbow sequin outfits, like dresses, skirts, tops, leather pants. Like they're all wearing something different, but the same vibe. And then Taecyeon has like this very bowl cutty, like bangs, like really round bangs haircut. And he's wearing like a vest with a big furry collar.
Yes. Still guns out, glasses on, although he takes the sunglasses off at a certain point. So it's like Taecyeon and these 4 girls, which is an interesting choice. Because like I said, they only do about 1.5 minutes of the song. So each of the girls gets like a line. And that's kind of it. And then like Taecyeon comes out and does like a little bit of the dance break. But they don't do manner hands, but instead of her putting her hand on his hip, like he I think has just his hand on her waist, but she puts her hand like in front of his face.
Yeah, this is Gown from Brown Eyed Girls. She like, hold like at the part where his face should be next to her face for the mic switch. She like literally covers her whole face.
Like talk to the
get near
hand,
me.
puts her hand in his face. And I was like, what is that about? Like, this is an interesting choice. But yeah, they took it seriously. And like, obviously he has his growliness because he's the original voice on it. But I will say not all of these vocals are spot on.
No, and I do think doing it with 5 people is a weird choice, like because it's like a duet and it's strange to have so many girls. It just like doesn't work. And I also, my main note was that Taecyeon looks absolutely massive. Like these 4 girls are wearing high heels and like as tall as they could be, and he is still like 2 feet taller than that. Like he looks like a giant, and then there's like 4 tiny girls around him. It was wild. But that's that one. Our next one was from just a few days later on New Year's Eve of 2009, and this is Baek Ji Young and an actor named Lee Sung-gi, and they performed this at the 2009 MBC Gayo De Jejeon, and he was the MC for that event, so this was an extra special stage. Fun. They do the full song. And Baek Ji Young is wearing like pleather pants and a super jeweled like crop top that has all these like dangly like jewel pieces off it.
Looks very heavy.
It's really cool. And he is wearing an all white suit with like a fur stole.
Yeah, he's not wearing glasses, but he does have fur, which makes it extra fancy. And yeah, this one's really fun. They do like an extended intro, but then the rest of the song is just the regular song. And there's no manner hands because for one, it's Baek Ji Young, and so she like never does manner hands really. But another one, like he really got into it.
Oh my god,
he like buries his
really
face into her neck.
It's
one. So cute. He like really is giving it his all, and at the very end he like dips her and smiles so brightly. He is having the time of his life. That guy was living it up.
And of all of like absolutely all of the ones on this entire list, including the original, this is the touchiest version. Like even at the end, at the very outro, he like comes up behind her and like runs his hands up her stomach, and it's like, oh my god, it's like very
he like rubs her like stomach several times and then like turns her around, and because like usually the ending pose is just like her and Taecyeon like close, like standing facing each other, but he like comes around like behind and like hugs her from behind and then like turns her around and like dips her down, and then they like finish in like a little dip. It's very cute.
Yes, and I think that this particularly spicy version like made some waves and was remembered by people because I found a clip from 2014 where both of them were on the same episode of Healing Camp and they made them recreate the whole thing. This was, I feel like, this was a good one. Like for the second one on the list, it like pretty much sets a bar, which is very interesting.
So the next one on our list is, we skip a year. We go to 2011. On April 30th, Baek Ji Young performed this song with K-Will at the 2011 Korea Times Music Festival here in LA at the Hollywood Bowl. They definitely do the full song, but this one is like, I feel like, not that they're doing it less seriously, but they're not putting effort into the full performance. I felt like they weren't really trying to do a lot of the like partner stuff, and then toward the end they like play it more toward the crowd, because I would guess that this was like toward the end of the show and it was kind of more of like
a special surprise
of like an encore stage feeling than like a polished performance.
In this stage, Baek Ji Young is wearing like embroidered jeans with this like lace bodysuit that has like a torn gray crop top over it. And her hair is like very big and fluffy, which I noted because in most of the performances she has her hair is like pulled back. Yeah. And then K-Will is wearing like a black sequin jacket, and he has no sunglasses. And like you said, like K-Will doesn't do much choreo. He's not a dancing singer. He's a ballad singer, but he like tries for at least the most iconic parts a little bit. But there's like that sense of like we're goofing around as
Yeah.
opposed to like we practiced this a lot.
Yes, and he is like shout singing
Yes.
over tech, like
Because the
over
Taekyon is
backyard.
still really in the backing track, like a lot.
And so he almost like it's like almost like he's trying to do it differently. Like he specifically says it in almost like a different cadence to like to be heard over the backing track, which is a weird choice. And I noted that they didn't really do like manner hands necessarily, but they mostly do the choreo like side by side as opposed to like him behind her. So they don't really touch that much throughout the whole thing.
But yeah, fun little Hollywood Bowl performance, and not the only one on the list.
No.
Next up, we jump all the way to 2015. So I guess we did have a few years where My Ears Candy wasn't cool anymore. But then it came back. So on August 4th, 2015, Jiyeon from Tiara and Hongbin, formerly of VIX, and Zumi, who was a Super Junior M, at the Summer K-Pop Festival, which was a concert put on by the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism, and performances of it aired on SBS's MTV's The Show. And they did do the full song. Jiyeon is wearing like pleather pants with a little black crop top t-shirt. Zumi has a leather jacket with a white t-shirt. And Hongbin has like a black and white patterned kind of bomber jacket with black jeans, and neither of them have sunglasses on.
Neither of them have sunglasses on, but I do love when they have two boys and one girl. I think it's a fun dynamic, and it's like easier, I think, to switch out the like guys. And I noticed that when Zumi starts and he takes the first verse, and he does like not touch her at all. But then at first I was laughing. I was like, they do share the mic, but like they do not touch each other's hips. And I was like, hands to yourself, like better hands abound. But then Hongbin does come out and like he does the waist touchy like hip move. But Zumi did not. I don't know. Maybe that's an SM thing. I don't know. But yes, they do the whole version. Most people cut out the dance break and they do all of it. And then the end of it, like they just sort of like she's facing one of them and has her arm over it and then like leaning on Hongbin.
Yeah, it was fun, and the boys were like singing in their regular voices.
Oh yeah,
not,
they did
like
not
really
try
doing
to growl.
impressions. And yeah, I agree with you. I think that two boys is a fun choice and works better than four girls did. Like,
absolutely.
It makes more sense.
The same year, on September 5th of 2015, Baek Ji Young performed this with Chansung of 2 p.m. instead of Taekyon. This was at the DMC Festival K-Pop Super Concert, which was the first of many in subsequent years. This DMC stands for Digital Media and Culture, and it's a 9-day music festival put on by MBC. And this first one was hosted by Kim Sung-ju and Girls' Generation Tiffany and Yuri. They do the full song because it is Baek Ji Young, so she does like her whole thing. And I was just curious as to why she chose Chansung instead of Taekyon, because like, what was Taekyon doing? I don't know. Maybe she just wanted to switch it up. We don't know. But yeah, it was nice and fun. Chansung is not wearing sunglasses. No, he is wearing sunglasses. He's wearing sunglasses and a tux.
Like a full tuxedo, and she has a chevron patterned sequin like top and a little black mini skirt.
Yes.
And I said that this one doesn't exactly have manner hands, but also Chansung doesn't like know the choreo very well. There's like there's a hesitancy about this performance.
Fair enough.
That was kind of he didn't bring it the way that Tech did. I wonder if he was afraid of filling the shoes.
Maybe. He definitely didn't try to imitate his growl, but he does like sing in a very low register because that's what the song calls for. And yeah, I didn't write that there were specifically manner hands, but it does end in a back hug, which is touchier than a lot of the other stages.
For sure. Moving on to sometime in February 2016. This is Seungkwan and DK from 17, and this was at the Boys Wish Encore concert. And the reason we weren't sure of the exact date is that we know this is from their first concert, which was titled Boys Wish and happened in December 2015, Or there was an encore concert in February of 2016, and we decided this was probably the encore because it feels like an encore
Yeah.
stagey kind of thing to do. But we can't be sure. Point is, it's from 17's first tour. They don't do the whole song, just like 2 minutes and 19 seconds of it. But they're both wearing tuxedo shirts and black pants, and DK has a black suit jacket and the sunglasses on.
And Songkwan has like a handkerchief or like a scarf tied around his waist, like high up so that it kind of looks like he's wearing a skirt, but he's obviously just like taken off his suit jacket and tied a piece of fabric around. And this is one of the videos that made me a carrot. I found this very early on in my following for 17, and I was like, I don't know who these boys are, but I'm obsessed with them. It's so cute and fun, and I love it so much. They do like kind of try to take it seriously, but at a certain point, Songkwan like
they just make each other laugh too
and
hard.
he just like starts laughing. But they do. DK doesn't really do like a growly voice, but
it's
he
like,
definitely sings differently.
Yeah, it's like mostly a lip sync because the track, it's like not an empty track. It's like they are singing over the actual song.
Yes.
So you can hear like Boo doing the falsetto girl part on top, but like it's not very loud. You can mostly just hear them shouting like, let's go! And like little ad lib runs because the track is so loud, but they're like attempting to sing on top of it, which is fun.
And they don't necessarily do manner hands, but DK puts his hand on Songkwan's shoulder instead of his waist. And then at a certain point, Songkwan slaps the sunglasses off of DK's face, and it clearly didn't intend to do that. And that is the moment that neither of them can take themselves seriously anymore, especially because now when Boo has to share the mic with DK, he has to look him in the eye, and he can't do it anymore.
Can't take it.
So it's very funny. I love it. I love this video so much. I wish it was the whole song.
Agreed.
The next one we have is also at some point in 2016. I could not find the exact date, but this is Jokwan and Solong, both of 2 a.m. And they were on Quiz to Change the World. And this is just like a fun dance challenge segment. And it's not a full cover at all. It's like maybe a minute long. But it's very funny and goofy. And they just like play the track and then have to do the dance to it. The subtitles say that this is the dirty candy version, apparently.
Yeah, so I think that's why they're acting so goofy. They're just like wearing whatever outfits they wore to this show. So like Jokwon has like mustard pants and a sweater vest, and Solong's wearing like a gray blazer with a little bow tie, and he does have the sunglasses on. And then Jokwon has like a giant lollipop that he's using as a mic, but he's doing very like goofy clown choreo and like doing lots of like drop squats and like twerking and just being generally very silly.
But Solong does have a microphone. He is like doing his part as Jokwon just like goes wild. So yeah, it's like not technically a cover, but I had to put it on the list. It came up when I Googled it, so it made it on the list.
The next one we have is from June 24th, 2016, and this is back to Baek Ji Young, and this time she is doing it with both Mingyu and June from 17. And this was at the 2016 MBC Thank You Festival, and they do the full song. She is wearing like tiny shorts with a bedazzled pinstripe blazer that's very cute. And Mingyu has a black suit with a black t-shirt underneath it. And June has a black t-shirt and a leather studded jacket with like black jeans. And neither of them are wearing the sunglasses.
Yeah. Neither of them are wearing the sunglasses. And they definitely are like doing a sincere cover of it, of course. Mingyu plays up the growl that like already is in his voice, but June doesn't.
No,
like
he sings it in his little June voice.
He has his little June voice, and it's the lowest we've ever heard him sing, but it's still his own voice. And it's fun because shockingly, there are not manner hands in this one.
No, they like really do it.
Yeah, Mingyu has way more confidence about it than June does, and I noticed that like because like Mingyu comes and does the first verse with her, so he does the like first chorus, and then June comes in for the second part and does the second chorus with her. And when they first get together and he gets behind her, he had his hand as a fist, and then he like slowly like relaxes it and like lets it like rest on her waist. And I was like, I wonder if she like yelled at him like, just touch me, like fuck it, like who cares? And I was just like, oh, I bet like he instinct like went with a fist, and I was like, no, it's okay. She said it was okay.
My favorite part of this was that they were like seemingly trying so hard to like do it serious and not be scared and do the sexy choreo or whatever, but then at the very end where they like come together, it like suddenly gets so like awkward and innocent and cute, and they both like kind of shut down at the ending pose part, and it's fucking cute.
And it also started a trend of like the young boys not knowing what to do with themselves at the end, because they're supposed to pose with her.
And like pose in a dip or pose in like Taecyeon and her end in a like almost kiss.
Yeah. And so, but like, especially when she does it with two of them, they like really don't know what to do. And she just like, she laughs and she like looks at the camera, like she's looking at the camera in the office or something. Like, oh, these boys. It's really adorable. On that same day, June 24th of 2016, Soyu from Sistar and Shonu of Monsta X covered part of this song for a live Music Bank special stage. This episode was a half-year special that featured special performances and interactions between global fans and their favorite artists. And so there was no winner aspect to this episode. It was just like fun stages. They do not do the full song because this was actually the second part of a duet stage. The first part was, wouldn't you know it, Troublemaker, covered by EXID's Hani and Kunakun's Jihoon. And so then Soyu and Shonu come out to just do about 2.5 minutes of Candy at the end. And this version is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's fantastic. Soyu's wearing like a white long sleeve shirt with little cold shoulder peek outs and black pants, and Shonu just has like a white tank top and the silver vest from the original music video.
Guns out, but no glasses.
And he's not exactly growling, but his voice sounds so good. Like both of their voices are so perfect for this song because Soyu has that like whisper, kind of really airy whisper voice, and the girl part of this song is almost entirely falsetto, and like her voice just really fits it, and his really fits it. And I'm playing a clip because I found this one to be a standout. Anyway, this one was just really good because I feel like there was obviously like a level of comfort between the two of them. So this stage has like no awkwardness, and they look at each other in the eyes and like touch and dance and like are very connected.
A full 6 inches between their bodies at all times when he is behind her, and the camera tries very hard to cut out the fact that his hand is on her hip, but it's there.
I liked this one. I thought it was great. Next up, on September 17th, 2016, Solar from Mamamoo and Eric Nam performed this during a random challenge on an episode of We Got Married.
Because they were married.
I loved your outfit note that they both look like Sandy at the end of Grease because they're wearing like black leather pants and white shirts.
And black leather jackets.
And Eric has red sunglasses, which
Solar
is a choice.
Starts out with pink heart sunglasses, but she loses hers at a certain point throughout the performance.
Baek Ji Young is there judging whatever this is. I don't remember the particulars of this episode, but like the other
obviously
couples are
some
there.
kind of couple
and, like,
performance
something
or whatever.
Random. And Eric sings the Taecyeon parts up an octave.
Which is so funny. When he first started out, it like almost sounded like he was going to go low. And then at the last second, it was like, no. And that's like, because most people, like every version we've done, with the exceptions of like the Baek Ji Young versions, they've all been very true to the original. No one has rearranged it yet. So it was just very funny and surprising to suddenly hear him sing it up here.
Yeah. And like Eric doesn't really know the choreo very well, but he's trying very hard, and they're like touching a lot and getting really close and trying to work up the judges. And at one point Solar like gets on the ground and is like
it's very fun because like they're not like doing it as a joke, but it's just really, really funny. And they try at a certain point try to like start one-upping each other, like who can be sexier, and Solar obviously wins because Eric like doesn't have the lack of filter to like get on the ground.
And like Baek Ji Young and the other announcer guy from Show Review are like, they have like whiteboards and they keep changing the score like every time they do something wilder or whatever. And they ended it in a forehead kiss for like extra points.
It was adorable. And at a certain point they came out and they threw candy at everybody, which was great. I love it when the performance actually includes candy.
I loved this one. It made me miss We Got Married so fucking much. I can't even tell you.
I know. This performance is a gem.
It was great.
Next up, on March 10th of 2017, we have Ji from G-Friend with Moon Hee-jun of H.O.T. and Sungyu of Infinite. This was performed on an old school variety show from Channel A called Singderella. And the first season cast had a whole bunch of dudes on it that included Sungyu of Infinite, Heechul, and Kim Tae-woo from G.O.D. and Moon Hee-jun of H.O.T. and also Sugun, who is like a common face we see all around, and like other guys that I recognize, but I don't know who they are. Anyway, the point of the show, I think, was to like have idols come on and then do like karaoke challenges. It's called Singderella. So I assume that they do the whole song, but the clip of this is like just a little bit of it. But it doesn't show the end and it doesn't show her finishing. So I'm assuming that she sang more of it. But yeah, it's just like her and then the two guys from Infinite who like, he is such a big G-Friend fan throughout the whole, I found like other clips of the episode where he was like losing it. He was having such a good time. And so like he and Hee-jun like share the Taekyeon part and she just sings it and they don't do any of the choreography. Like,
no, they're like very staring at the screen.
Yeah. And they're like, don't even look at me. Like not even man or hands, but like man or eyes. Yes. Like they don't even make eye contact as they sing this song. It's so silly.
Everyone's wearing the same thing because I assume this was a show where people like Knowing Brothers, like people wear the same thing. Yeah. So the girls are wearing like blue sweaters with white tennis skirts and the boys have gray like sweater vests and like khaki pants. Like it's very school uniform vibes. Yeah. And my only note for this is Moon Hee-jun entirely misses the key of his part. Like I don't know what song he's singing, but it is not.
He's singing Love Shack. Like, yeah, he sounds like the guy from
does
Love Shack.
Something else entirely.
But yeah, thankfully the guy from Infinite is there to hold it down.
Hold it down. Yeah. Next up, we have a performance from May 4th, 2017. This is Dreamcatcher members Dami, Jiyu, and Yoohyun. And they are on a radio show and they do the full song. They're just wearing their like regular clothes they showed up to the radio show for, but the girl in the middle, who is the one who seems to know it the best, does put some sunglasses
she does
on.
Find some. I know at a certain point, like one of them like turns around and sees that she put the sunglasses on and starts like laughing. It's a very cute little cover.
Yeah, it's cute. One of them, like clearly the one who put the sunglasses on, like really knows the choreo and is like doing it. And the others are just kind of bouncing around fun. And yeah, it's very karaoke. Like they're kind of towing the line between doing a sincere cover and showing off their voices and also just like giggling and being silly.
Yeah.
So it's got a good mix of all those things, but it's just one of those radio show mounted cameras while they're in the studio things.
But it counts. So
but
it made the list. Next up, on November 19th, 2017, we have Baek Ji Young performing this song with Heechul of Super Junior. This was from episode 33 of a show called Fantastic Duo, where Baek Ji Young was the main guest, and this was the final duo that was featured on the ep. So this was like the last stage. They do a shortened version of this song. It's only 2 minutes and 51 seconds, and they change it. This is like the first time that it is rearranged. And so it starts out with a completely different intro, and then the whole song has like a big horn line, and it's kind of like a groovy or disco version. Like it's not as clubby. It's really fun.
I have a clip because I also think that they changed the key a little bit.
Yeah.
사랑해 I love you 어떤 말을 원해도 다 네 귓가에 해줄게
I want to know what he was doing to make her laugh.
I think he just grabbed her really hard and really close, and she's not used to, because I feel like most of the people are like very gentle and weird and like careful and mannery, and I feel like Heechul in his gross, lecherous Heechul way just like grabbed her and made her laugh, because he like full arm around the stomach, not just a gentle hand on the hip. He like grabs her, and then it makes her laugh.
It makes her laugh, and they do it like at least twice, even though it's a shorter version of the song. And every single time he has to get behind her, like they're doing a sincere cover, and then she just can't with him. Like as soon as she sees him over her shoulder, she just starts laughing again, and like all the celebrities in the audience think it's hilarious, and it's a good time.
Yeah. In this one, she is wearing like a bright blue top that has big bell sleeves and this high-waisted ruffle skirt with a big chonky belt. And Heechul is wearing a shiny powder blue suit with a pink patterned ruffle tuxedo shirt under that. And he has aviator sunglasses on. So it's sunglasses, but quite a different style than people usually wear of sunglasses.
Yeah, not usually aviators for this one. And he does not try to imitate the growl, because like we said, it's
I think they changed the key so that they can sing it. Because she's like full voicing the answers where they're usually like, up here. So I think they lowered it so that everyone would sound more comfortable. But yeah, it's fun
nice.
one.
It's a good arrangement. I like it.
Next up on December 3rd, 2017, we have Baek Ji Young performing this with Kim Joon Hyun, who is a comedian. And this is on episode 35 of Fantastic Duo. So just a couple episodes later, they were like, we haven't had enough of this.
Never enough.
This performance was the opening stage of the episode and featured one of the co-hosts. And it's a slightly shortened version, but it also is rearranged. It starts as like a slow, sexy jazz cover. Listen to this.
내 귀에 캔디 꿀처럼 달콤한 네 목소리로 부드럽게 날 녹여줘 내 귀에 캔디 꿀처럼 달콤한 네 목소리로 부드럽게 날 녹여줘 라라
So that's really fun. After that, it does like go straight. Like when Baek Ji Young comes out, it goes straight into the original version. But that's a fun way to start it.
And I could hear a whole version of that.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
That was great. I loved it.
The comedian is wearing a black suit with sunglasses, and she has like a white tuxedo shirt with this very silver sequined skirt over it. And my only other note for this is that Kim Bum-soo looks really cute in the audience. Like every time they cut to him, I was like, oh my God, you look so cute today. You looked so cute. Nothing to do with this performance, but I just had to note it.
The comedian in it, like you said, as soon as she comes out, it like drops back into the original version, and he doesn't really do a growly impression, but I feel like again the backing track is really loud in this, and you can really hear Taecyeon in it.
It's interesting in how many performances when I was trying to listen to how people were doing it, it was like, man, they really just baked the Taecyeon into the track of this because it's
you can't get it out. You can't get it out. And they don't really do manner hands because they don't really do the choreography. Like he doesn't really dance. So they like kind of do the point move over her shoulder like maybe once, but it's not really like about that.
Right.
Next, we are going into 2018 on February 2nd. Baek Ji Young performed this with JB and Jackson of GOT7. This was on the second episode of I Can See Your Voice 5. Baek Ji Young was a guest, and she brought 2 hot new boys to perform with her. They do the whole song, of course. And again, it's a perfect two-boy version. I really liked this one.
Yeah, she is wearing this really great pinstripe suit, but it's shorts instead of pants, so like looks really good. JB is wearing all white, like such a GOT7-y look, like white denim jacket, white hoodie, white jeans, like just white. And then Jackson is in his signature long tunic vest, backwards black hat. Like it's very 2018 GOT7, like in how they are dressed. I loved it.
Yeah, and he's just using like his typical Jackson growl. No need to add anything to it. JB sings it as himself. But I did make a note that Jackson's verse involves a lot of excessive lip biting to the point where he kind of makes Baek Ji Young laugh at him because he's biting his lips so much and like really playing up the sexy. And there's a moment where she's like, "Oh, you."
Yes.
Like, it's very
And
funny.
at the very, very end, when they like, you know, gather in a trio to end the song, she like pats their little heads.
Pats their heads. It's so funny because they definitely do man her hands in this.
Yes,
like,
they're
this
being
is
very nice
JYP
boys.
second gen peak. Like, we're keeping our hands to ourselves, and it's very adorable.
Next up on April 18th, 2018, Baek Ji Young performed this with Yuk Jung Hwan from the band Rose Motel. This was at the 2018 KTMF at the Hollywood Bowl, and we were there.
We saw this live.
We saw this one.
How fun.
They do the full song. She is wearing a turquoise button down, like belted over a little black onesie. And he was wearing his stage suit with a big giant rose on his lapel because the whole band was wearing those.
Yeah.
And this one I feel like felt extremely similar to the K-Will one from a few years before, where it was just like Baek Ji Young is performing, which guy from the lineup is willing to do the song, and like again they try the main move but like don't really do choreo, walk more towards the audience towards the end.
Yeah, it's
just
more
like
of a finale
fun
vibe.
finale kind of song.
Yeah, but it's a great time, and they sing it like very sincerely, and he has an excellent voice, so he doesn't try to put on any kind of airs, and it's a good time.
Yeah.
Next up on May 19th, 2018, we have Nayeon and Jonghyun from Twice. They performed this as a special stage in their Twiceland in Jakarta concert. They don't do the whole song. They only do about 2.5 minutes of it. But it is not like the Songkwan and DK one where it's like kind of a joke, like last minute, not a lot of preparation in this. Like there's no backing track. Like they're singing
singing
it
the
just
whole thing.
themselves, and they have backup dancers. So it's not a joke. Like it's definitely, I mean, it's funny because the song is kind of campy, but
it feels
is
more like a
not
prepared stage.
And they're not being goofy. Like they are not hamming it up. They are like, I am sincerely this boy part right now. And like, I am sincerely this girl part right now. And they switch.
Yes.
They start out
very fun.
Yeah, it starts out with Jonghyun singing the girl part and Nayeon singing the boy part. And my note says that I've never heard her sing so low, and she sounds so beautiful.
And she like really
oh my God,
embodies this like
she was
dude
like
energy.
Yes, the dude energy of her. She was so good. And she was wearing a silver jacket and like big sunglasses. And she like does her part, and then Jonghyun is the girl, and then they switch. And in order to switch, Nayeon takes the jacket off and gives Jonghyun the sunglasses. So it's like a whole thing. It's really cute. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, they were wearing like matching silver sequin things. Jonghyun just has a top and pants, and then Nayeon has a mini dress that's in the same pattern as her top. And then yeah, the silver jacket, just like the music video, like really brings it together. And I thought it was so fun that they switched parts and like really did it. And it's a great It's a great performance.
Yeah, it's a great performance. They totally could have done the whole song. And they definitely don't do manner hands. Like, they're just having fun doing it. And then at the very end, like, at a certain point, Nayeon, like, she's, like, not looking at Jeongyeon, and she's, like, trying to, like, caress her. And she just, like, straight up grabs her boob. And then at the very end, it ends with them pretending to be kissing. And Jeongyeon is just, like, a handful of Nayeon's ass. Like, no manner hands here.
No manners.
Not at all.
No manners in groups.
No manners.
All right. The next stage that we have on our list is from October 18th, 2019. And this is Baek Ji Young with Donghan from the group Way. This was on the Music Bank Legend stage for the 1000th episode of Music Bank. They do the full song. She is wearing a brown leather dress, and he has a black suit with like a flowy black and white shirt that's kind of unbuttoned and like chains. No sunglasses, but like the look is very good.
Yeah.
And I loved this performance. Like, he is not at all mannerly, and like, of everyone on this list, I feel like this guy had the fucking confidence to
Yes.
do this song. Like,
Totally.
there is no hesitation in any of him grabbing her. He looks at her right in the eyes, and like, I don't know, he just really had the gumption for it.
Yeah. He was really going for it. And like, he wasn't trying to do a growly impression. He was just like singing it very sincerely and like taking it very seriously. And I felt like I could see her being impressed, like looking, like seeing him do it sincerely and not being afraid. And I felt like I could see her be like, oh, look at you go. Like, and I felt the same way. I was like, look at you go, little one, doing such a good job.
And then at the very end,
God.
he very respectfully bows to his senior at the end of the performance.
Yeah, he like immediately turns to her and bows, and she like smiles. It's very cute. And for context, at this point, she was 22 years older than him.
he was only 21.
Yeah,
Wow.
amazing. A legend
A
stage
legend.
indeed. On December 1st of the same year, 2019, we had Baek Ji Young perform this again, this time with Sam Okiri. He is a Korean TV personality from Ghana. And this was at her solo concert called Backstage, which I love.
That's cute.
I love it. And yes, of course, they do the whole song. It's her own concert. So, of course, she does it all.
She's wearing a black suit, like coat dress with a little white ruffled trim.
Oh my
kind
God,
of
the
skirt.
ruffles on this skirt. It's almost like a flamenco skirt because it's kind of like short in the front and long in the back. And it just like the ruffles give it really good movement.
And he's in a full black suit and wearing the sunglasses. And I just thought this one was so cute because like he's not an idol or a performer or anything at all. So he's like really trying very hard to do the dance, but putting his own extra little awkward wiggle into everything.
Yeah.
And it was really adorable.
He was having a great time. It was very cute.
Next up, on September 30th of 2020, we have 9 different groups covering this for an MCD or M Countdown dance challenge. I feel like they stopped doing this, but there was like a hot minute in 2020 where M Countdown was having like all the groups who performed that day, like come lip sync to some other classic K-pop song and we're going to put them in a montage. So this was one of those things. And the groups or the pairs from groups in question were Moonbin and Sana from Astro, Daehui and Hyunmin, who were the hosts at the time, a group called BOY, H&D, Wooyoung and San from ATEEZ, Wyatt and MK from On and Off, Lido and Hwanwoong from ONEUS, Jiwon and May from Cherry Bullet, and Olive Card.
Great.
So that's everybody. The video is like 2-ish minutes plus some bloopers, so it's not the full song.
But they did put out individual versions as well. There's like one version of the challenge that has all of the groups, and then they put out like you can watch the 2-minute versions of each individual pairing.
And everybody's just wearing their music show outfits from that day, but then they have seemed to given them like a table of photo booth-esque props, like animal ears and big sunglasses and pool floaties and just like goofy
it's
shit.
like those Gap Crush videos where they'll
Yes.
do like whatever song they're performing and they have like 3 outfits and they always have tons of weird props. It's like the same set, essentially.
And in this little montage version, Astro, the Cherry Bullets, Wannas, and Boy like know all of the moves and are like really doing it. But at least everyone else knows the la 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 part. So everybody does the la 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 las. And like you said, full versions of each of these are available on YouTube, but we have the montage version in the playlist.
Yes. And yeah, they don't really do like, it's all very goofy throughout, but the ones who do know the choreo do it without manner hands or whatever, because it's your own group member, so it's fine.
But I think it's like fun. Like I love that the Cherry Bullets like know the whole thing or whatever. Like, because we were talking in the Melodic episode about like, I bet all boy groups have to just like learn this song as part of their repertoire. But this is like a weird duo song and it feels less likely that people would know it. But it's like they knew the whole dance break and like what the backup dancers are doing. So like they must have properly learned it at some point.
Maybe their choreographer is a big Baek Ji Young fan.
Yeah, you never know.
You should just know this because it's a good
Because
one.
it might come up.
You never know when it'll come up. Our next performance is from January 2nd, 2021. This is Park So-hyun and Kang Song-gyu. Both of them are KBS News announcers, and this was from the 2021 New Year special KBS Announcers Song Festival episode from Immortal Songs 2. They do the whole thing, but it is another different arrangement of it, which is nice and fun. And it starts with like a slow, like, ballad opening, and they're both like sitting in thrones with like handheld like masks, and they like sing a nice slow opening, and then they get up and they do like a full choreo with backup dancers and everything, but it is throughout a different arrangement.
She is wearing a black suit with like a black tube top, and he has a red suit with a black mock turtleneck, and there's no sunglasses anywhere. And this stage is really interesting because it's like pretty mannerly. Like they're trying to do a faithful cover while also remaining respectful coworkers.
Yeah.
It's like very interesting. And at any point that they do any kind of eye contact or barely touching move, all of the other announcers in the audience are like fucking freaking out.
Yeah.
And so I feel like half of it is just like, these are the people who do serious news. And like, look, they're doing this sexy song together. So it's got that vibe about it.
Yeah, and they are like taking it very seriously, and they like try for some like face caresses, and
But they're like really far away from each other.
Yeah, they're very awkward. And this is a full like cover. Like I said, it's a different arrangement, and the backing track doesn't have Baek Ji Young or Taekyeon in it, so they're not like doing an impersonation. They're using their own regular voices. But I will say that on those la la las, the auto tune in that backing track is
yucky.
loud.
It's
and bad.
loud and it's
loud
off and it's like
bad.
Yes,
Very bad.
Agree.
Very bad.
All right. Our next performance is from June 24th of this year. And this is Moonbin from Astro and his little sister, Moon Sua from Billy. This was a Music Bank special sibling stage. The entire episode was themed Summer Workshop, and it was supposed to wrap up the first half of 2022 and bring back all the first place winners from the previous months to perform again. So it was like a special episode of Music Bank. They do pretty much the whole song. It's 3.5 minutes long. And Sua is wearing black shorts with a little black top and then like a big white man's shirt with a big man's jacket and like a loose black tie over
like
it.
an undone school uniform.
It's a good look. Moonbin is in a very nice, very well fitting black suit with the vest and everything. No sunglasses though. And I think that they are both very, very talented, but I think this was such a weird choice to have siblings perform this song.
This is a really weird choice. That's my very first note. Weird choice. Like it's a weird choice. It's like it is a sexy stage, and like that's their sibling.
That's your brother,
like,
man.
Gross. But I will say, like, they don't make it gross, I guess. Like, they do a nice little like like he comes in and he does not like doing a growly impression, he's just singing it in his nice little Moonvin voice, and then they switch. So like he comes in and does the first verse, and like, yeah, they do the whole like back singy, like share the microphone part, but then he comes forward and sings the girl's part, and then she is behind him doing the guy part or whatever. And there's like a little bit of like brotherly antics toward the end, and then she like hides in his jacket.
That part
like,
is very cute, the ending of her in his jacket part. Like,
Yeah.
and I do think that the gender part switch towards the end helps with the sibling ick, and I feel like they maybe could have just done it that way all the way through,
Yeah.
and maybe it would have been less weird.
Or
but
just done a fucking different
a
song.
different song.
Like, why?
why?
Why? I mean, at
don't
least it
like
wasn't Troublemaker, I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess.
But fuck.
But yeah, strange choice.
Strange choices. All right. And then our last official cover on this list is from June 25th of this year, 2022. Baek Ji Young performed this with Hwang Chil. He is a soloist and the host of Immortal Songs. So this was an episode that was solely about Baek Ji Young, and everyone only performed her songs throughout the whole show. So she performed it with the host. And they do, of course, the whole thing. And they do a true, like, sincere cover of it from beginning to end, dance break included.
Yep. She has this really nice, shiny blue suit jacket dress that's really pretty. And he's just wearing a nice black suit. But again, no sunglasses in this one.
No sunglasses. And no growl either. He just like does it as himself.
Sings it
But it's
nicely.
full choreo, no manner hands. We're here to celebrate Baek Ji Young. So
you
let's
gotta
do it
right.
up. So we do it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then lastly, we just have, I would say, an honorable mention because it's only 10 seconds long. But Moonbin and Sana of Astro, they were both MCs with another boy whose name I didn't write down. But they were MCs on Show Champion. And during a little transition, the other MC whose name I didn't write down makes them do the little "Woani, I love you, kid." Yeah, exactly. So they literally just do that. That's all it is. He just like gets behind him and like does 10 seconds of it, and then it's over. But it's in the playlist.
But it's in the playlist.
Because it made the list.
It's the most recent one. So that's all the covers that we found and put in this list. And I don't know, we'll see if our podcast magic works and someone else gives us another cover before the year is over.
I would love that. That would be great. I mean, it's a good, like, we're about to get all the end of the year special stages, so it's a perfect time to pull out one of these covers.
It totally is. But yeah, this
We'll
one
get the
was...
Hunings next.
Oh my God.
Please, no more
No
siblings.
more sibling ones.
No more sibling stages. Hyuna and Dawn could do it. That would
They
be
could.
fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, this one was interesting because, I mean, maybe it was kind of the same with the Melodic one, but it's interesting that there's so few like rearrangements or any
Yes.
kind of trying to make it your own. Like this is like a cover that it feels like people do it the way it
Faithfully,
was
yeah.
done.
Even to the point of keeping Taecyeon's voice
In
in
the
the track. And like making K-Will shout over Taecyeon's voice was wild. Like, why did we make him do that? I don't know. It just seems odd that like Baek Ji Young doesn't travel around with a version of that doesn't have his voice on it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, this was fun. It helped get shut down out of my head. So
For now.
that's for now. So that's something. But let us know what your favorite cover of My Ears Candy is, and we'll be right back with the random game. All right, we are back, and this week the random number generator gave us a group that has bad SEO because they are called Favorite.
Spelled just like the word.
So if you Google favorite K-pop,
Well,
they are not what comes up.
No, they are not. I had to find the Hangul so that I could have favorite and then Then I found
Then
them.
we got something.
This is a 6-member girl group formed by Astory or A Story Entertainment in 2017, and they debuted with an EP called My Favorite. They have since released, they have 3 EPs total and 1 single, and they made their debut in Japan on November 6th in 2019. And that seems to be the last thing that they have done, but they are supposedly still together.
They do have one music video and it's like a non-album single called Lie from 2020. And that's like
interesting.
the most recent thing.
Huh, strange.
But they don't appear to be officially like broken up or anything, but they haven't done anything in 2 years. So who knows? But we did find their most popular music video. It is called Loca, and this was their 3rd EP. It was released in January of 2019. So if you'd like to check that out with us, pull up favorite Loca and just press play when I say go. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, pretty white dress and bird cages.
And some like soft lighting. Ooh, okay, we have a rose-filled
Oh,
room.
I remember this song.
You remember this?
Yes.
So the main dance set is all of them in like different long sleeve white short outfits in a room that's just covered with flowers, like hanging from the ceiling and all on the walls. And then we have them individually in different parts of a fancy house. The music video description says that the lyrics explain the terrible pain of being lost one's mind after parting.
Oh. Some cool choreo moments so far that we've seen.
Oh, that actually does kind of sound
Right? Doesn't
familiar.
this chorus sound like just vaguely
Yeah.
familiar a little bit?
Yeah, it does. Okay, and then the second dance set is them in these like pretty beautiful crushed red like band jackets.
Oh, we've got
Ooh,
some
modern
barefoot
dancing.
modern
I love that.
dancing.
When they're wearing the red, they're in a room that's like just filled with fabric. I don't know, curtains on the ceilings and the walls. Yeah, there's a lot of really good like hand choreo and like ripples.
Yeah, and then this one girl in like all black with like in like what looks like a kind of empty swimming pool with like a chair covered in like a
Yeah.
weird black fabric, and she's just like modern barefoot dancing around it. And then this girl is just holding up dresses in the mirror and looking really
crying.
upset and not
Yeah.
putting the dresses on.
Maybe they just remind her of the person who's gone.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
For having 6 people, they do a lot of creative formations. It seems like they only like purposefully hide people as opposed to those shitty formations where like someone has to be hidden.
Yes. Blackpink.
2 p.m.
Oh, she's wrapping herself in all the roses.
She's trapped in thorns. The thorns of her pain. Oh, and she's wrapped up in
Christmas
Christmas
lights.
lights. They're tangled. They're all tangled in their pain and sorrow.
Wow.
Well, great. Favorite.
There you go. All right. weekly recommendation time. Do you have anything that you would like to recommend?
Yes, I want to recommend something that you and I found this weekend because we so enjoyed it. And that is the second gen group, formerly known as Beast and currently known as Highlight, returned.
Yes.
After like many, many years.
This is exactly what I was going to recommend.
I knew
We're
it would
right on
be.
the same page.
I knew it would be. It was so good. Their new song is called Alone, and we watched the music video and also a stage and also a fan cam, and it was great.
It's really
It's
good.
really good.
The song is really great. Excellent
Like,
vocals
low
and stuff.
bass.
It's really would fit in that point of time at like the end of
Newest.
2020
Yes.
where like Wonho and Sana and Moonbin, like everyone had those like very
yeah.
bass heavy, like
Yeah.
it's got
And
that
the like
vibe.
later newest tracks like Treble.
Yes, it's definitely got that vibe. And like, I just love grown men. I love that second gen idols don't have to go away. And I love that despite all that they've gone through with their other former members, that like these four are like, we will keep being Highlight. And like, they're so good. And like the stages, like, yes, vocals, like,
Oh my god, they sound so good.
they sound so good.
And one of
and
them
the little
is
one is
not
like
wearing
ripped to
clothes.
shreds. It is not wearing
my
clothes
goodness.
anymore.
And we assumed, but we didn't look into it, that this was like the first post-military like comeback. But it's very exciting. I know that it has been a while since they've gotten together and put something out, and this is very solid.
Yeah, they released something like 7 months ago that looks like ballady, and that might have been like, we're finally done with the military first thing. But this very felt like
Yeah.
the
A
first
real
real
comeback.
comeback. And
Full choreo, full sluttiness.
yes. And I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Highlight. Way
to
to still be around and still be relevant and putting out bangers. I love it.
Yeah.
I also really like Alexa's new song.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's great.
That was good. And the choreo really, like, it made us, it surprised us, and it was really fun. When they, like, dropped into that fucking crazy
Those
voguing
tiny-
booth. The
the
little
little
tiny
tiny
steps.
legs. I
We
don't
were
know
just
what you
like,
call
oh
that.
my! It was great. It was
But
very
yeah,
fun.
that's good. There's a lot of good stuff
Yeah.
coming out as comebacks are starting to kick back into gear. So, and yeah, we have so much. Oh my God, we have so much coming up before the year is
So many
over.
fun and exciting things.
We're so excited about finally full album Che Min Ho. We're so excited. We've waited so long.
We have to add that to our episode schedule.
I think it might need to be like an extra episode. Like, I think we might have to double up.
double
Y'all
up
won't
one
be mad
week.
about it because Mino absolutely needs an episode for his album, but it will overlap with our regularly
End of the
scheduled
years
end of year
things.
stuff. So we're gonna have to just do an
Mino.
extra special one.
Why would you release it at the end of the year? Then you can't make any of our end of the year lists.
I know.
You little butthead.
Yeah, last year, what day did Heartbreak come out?
Heartbreak
Like
came
the
out,
23rd?
right after it was
Oh,
so,
after we were done with
or
things?
like after we recorded. Like, I don't think everything had come out yet, but we had already recorded everything or something. And it was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was right after we did our birthday special for him. It was like, oh, he's putting a single out. And it was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
We just talked about this.
Little butthead.
But it's okay. I'm not mad. I'm happy.
Very
I'm so excited. And like Red Velvet teaser images posted today. And like we're getting a key repack. And like there's so much going on.
Yay.
Hooray.
I love it.
I love it. But that's all for this week's episode. If you would like to get in contact with us, we can be found at AMA K-Pop Pod on the social media sites, amakpoppod@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. We got some nice emails about Blackpink tour over the past couple of weeks. We love when you guys go to concerts alone and then tell us about it.
Yes.
It warms my heart.
Shout out to those of you who are being brave and going to see your faves all by yourself. It's so worth it. And we support you.
We support you. Oh, and also I'll just say so that nobody looks forward to it. We're not going to see Lay in San Francisco this weekend. We thought about it, but we don't have money like that,
We don't,
Yishing. I'm
yeah.
really sorry. But
That is-
$300 concert
that's a pricey
tickets,
ticket, my
boy.
friend. And you're not even bringing the other 8 EXOs with you?
No, I'm sure this is something that in 5 years I'll be like, we should have just gone. But no,
300. I'm not going to feel bad about that 10 years from now. I'm going to say that was $300 I did not need to spend.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
Yixing, you will not make me feel bad. You will not. I refuse.
Will not. He will not.
Refuse.
I do love him, and I hope it's a good show. But anyway, I was in the middle of listing things. 181 AMA K-pop 5 voicemails, text messages. Talk to us that way. You can send us mail at PO Box 26096, Los Angeles, California 90026. Linktree / AMA K-pop will take you to our YouTube, Spotify. For playlists of things like this episode, you can look at the playlist of all these videos we watched and playlists for other episodes. You can join our Discord and talk to other listeners. I think they're about to start doing their like secret Santa stuff over there. So like y'all got to get in the Discord community. They have so much fun without us. I'm telling you, you got to like get involved. So you can do that. The link is on the link tree. And patreon.com/AMAKPopPod for extra bonus episodes, video episodes, audio episodes, show recaps, outfits, stage outfits, spotlights, vlogs,
drunk shenanigans, all kinds
shit.
of fun stuff. And for only $3 a month, all of that nonsense can be yours. And if you want to get involved in our episodes and be able to send us things or suggest things or make a recommendation of your own for the end of the episode, you can join for only $7 a month. It's very reasonably priced.
I agree. I joined an overpriced Patreon this week because I needed it desperately because I'm obsessed with the podcast and I can't live without it. And I hope y'all feel that way about me.
But for a lower price point.
You're
welcome.
point. Yeah. You're welcome. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back next week with something exciting. And thank you for listening. And we love you. And we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Jonghyun, you're our inspiration.